turn on.
Okay.
Yes.
You did turn on already.
That's why you shouldn't be talking right now. Okay, we can edit that out. You got yours on? Okay, good. Okay. Turn the alarm off. The ringtone.
Everything.
Okay, ours are all out. Okay, well we're back to 29 May,
Okay.
2018, and we just had a little intro at the Golden Dome, which you probably saw. And it's nice to see you again, Mr. Murphy.
How you doing, Patrick?
I'm okay. I think we should just start from your roots here in South Bend. Something happened at St. Joe's Hospital many years ago.
Yes, yes. I was born on Virgin Mary's birthday.
Which is
September 8th is what the official date is. The Catholics recognize it.
Right.
So I was blessed right from the beginning.
I know. She probably wanted you to go to some school that was named after her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you were around 10 when you first did some work here, right? 10?
I was 14.
14.
I was out in the yard, and a lady was driving by and said, "Do you want to work?" And I said, "Doing what?" And she said, "I'll give you a call." She called me up about a half hour later, and next thing I knew, I was in the kitchen unloading dishes for.
At Soren's.
Well, they brought the dishes because I couldn't be on the floor until I was 16.
So they brought the dishes to the kitchen.
Into the kitchen, and then I worked in the kitchen and
Did
unloaded
you have a
dishes.
dishwasher machine?
Just
I did that.
scraped them off. You did that?
I did in the military. I ran a, it was called the, it's a giant machine, like monsters machine. You sent tons of dishes through. And they called it the scullery in the Navy and the Marines.
Okay.
And so later on you went into other work there, like
I became a busboy right after that. When I
16.
Well, they let me in the end of 15.
Uh-huh.
Just said go ahead and act like you're 16. So we worked. All our friends worked. The whole neighborhood was invited. So we had really 4 or 5 kids that were here. So we all rode together.
Oh, you knew each other?
Yeah.
You were in both in, what high school was it, St.?
At LaSalle High School in South Bend.
LaSalle, which is
LaSalle.
a Catholic school.
No, it was great. It was the public school because
That's right, it was in your neighborhood.
it was in the neighborhood,
Right.
and it made it convenient for all our parents
Right.
to shuttle us back and forth on the bus. The bus was right out front. So
Eventually you got into being kind of like a parking lot czar.
yeah, that was fun. I used to park 200 to 300 cars out in the Morrison parking lot on football weekends and take all the keys and then go into the Morrison and do the bartending immediately afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At what age was that?
That was right after I got out of the service, so that
Oh.
was around 76.
Okay,
So I did the busboy and went to college, and then went to work and did both. Worked another job at a carpet store, and then came here
Before the
until I
parking
got
lot.
drafted.
You got drafted somewhere along there.
I got drafted in 71. I was supposedly the last bus that left South Bend.
And the last draftee.
The last of the draftees.
But draftees in those days, the groups were going off straight to Vietnam. You were in a good group.
I was in a very good group. 95 straight companies went to Nam, 100%.
With terrible numbers resulting.
Oh, terrible, yeah.
58,000 deaths.
There was 91 guys in our basic training that ended up killed in Vietnam. So
But you got to
and
go
Laos.
east and stay in the States.
I went to Georgia and then went to Maryland, where I spent the last 20 months. And it was a great duty station. It was-
Really? So how old were you when you finally came home?
I just had turned 21.
Just turned 21.
Yeah.
And you weren't married yet?
I was not married.
And you came home and you went straight back here?
No, I worked at White Farm which was at the old Oliver plant in town, which was the plow plant. So, and I did that for 11 years total, but I did 2 years there, and then I would go in from 7 to 4, come out here, work 4 to 12.
Now, White Farm does what? What do they?
They made implements. They made plows for the for all the farmers. They made plows.
Motorized ones?
Well, they made the tractors.
Uh-huh.
They made the plows, but mainly they made the plows for Harvester. They made the planters for John Deere.
Oh, they made stuff that went into the brand name John Deere
Yes.
or International Harvester.
And we just, as we made the same planter with different, different dimensions, we just changed the color of the paint.
Indiana's famous for engines and vehicles and
Yes.
for the car was made by a drunken baker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so you got back here and you were just starting after a daytime shift, then you were working the evenings as bartender here.
Yes. It wasn't as late of a crowd as it is now.
Right.
Everybody was pretty well out the door at midnight.
That was
So,
at Leahy's. Was that Leahy's?
That was, which turned into Lay's. At the time, it didn't have a name.
Oh, no name at all.
Yeah. So they had a naming, probably about 1985, 87. They decided to come up with a contest to name the bar.
Oh, they had a contest and Frank
And to
Leahy
name
won.
Soren's. And
'Cause I tried to
Leahy's
say
won.
hello to you there, but you were such a small bar and you're so mobbed that it's hard
Oh,
to say hello to you. I remember seeing you there, but never met.
Yeah. That was a nice little piece of heaven right there.
And then that changed.
That changed.
And what year was it they closed that down? And it was a
Uh,
remodeling.
October 20th, 2012.
2000.
That's when they, the final BYU game, and then I went over to Legends.
Oh, you went to Legends for 2 years? Okay.
Well, it was only 10 months.
That's all?
10 months. They tore down both wings on the building.
So
And-
many of the people that knew you would probably come right over to Legends.
Oh, yeah.
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 Got
So
a
it was
following.
easy.
And then so you had 10 months then back here. And so what year did you start? When you were like 17, we first attended the bar?
No, I didn't. I did vacations right when I hit 21, because the law in Indiana
Okay.
is to serve a drink is 21.
Right.
So I started doing vacations for the guy that was up there.
Okay, so you
When I was
actually,
21.
give or take, you've got 40 years as
Yes.
bartender. And what an incredible experience. Tell us a little bit about, let's start at the top. Tell us about Father Hesburg's beverage.
Father Hesburg liked his drink sweet, so he liked his Manhattans 50-50. And he always, as Father Joyce, liked his scotch, more scotch than water. And the two of them would come in there.
I'm amazed people would put soda stuff in.
Ah.
You were telling me about that. Some people ordered the name brand with,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd be surprised. That happens on a regular basis. that
sure.
you just,
For showing off the name. And
Yeah. Yeah.
So Father Ned Joyce liked the scotch. And then how about people like coaches?
well, all the coaches stayed at the Morrison up through Lou Holtz until we had the executive MBA program. It takes so many rooms, which they're staying here right now.
Right.
They take so many rooms that you just can't put the coaches on a regular basis. Notre Dame owns a lot of houses in the area,
Sure.
so they put the coaches up there until they
So you
find
don't,
permanent
you
housing.
don't see them at the bar very much.
No, back then, after practice every night, the coaches would come over and commensurate what the day was or what their problems were. And
How about Coach Holtz? Was he ever at the bar?
Coach Holtz lived here for about 4.5 months.
White wine.
White wine.
We were with.
Always very quiet, sitting in the back, read the material I had for the day. Usually he just came in and drank a Diet Coke and would read to escape the hotel room that he'd been in all day long. So, very good man.
What you've had several people, young people, and sometimes with the one ladies, people turn 21 and they want to come and have their first adult beverage served by your hand.
Well, you're getting into the third generation now.
That's right. You've had grandmothers, mothers, and daughters,
Sure.
all from Notre Dame, all.
And they keep saying, you know, we're going to pass it on. And as a matter of fact, the Siegfrieds now, that's the fourth generation.
Family
Because
name,
they served grandfather, dad, Bailey, and Haley, and now the daughter's here as a
Four different
freshman.
people why they turned 21.
Yes.
Amazing. They don't really know what to order, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite a generation, and the Siegfrieds are very big donors to Notre Dame. Very nice people.
Oh, nice. What about the ladies? Didn't they come in like midnight or something like that in a casual attire?
Welsh fam, when the old bar was directly across from Soren's,
Right.
we would get the girls from Welsh.
Right.
It's around February or March where the juniors turn 21.